Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will and we are back in Monster Hunter World, and today we are going to try to capture what I like to call the flesh puppy, and you'll see why in a moment, the Odogaron. But before we head on to do that, let's quickly have a look here by our room, because, well, a few things have actually happened since last time. I have upgraded the room. So we now have a much nicer, bigger room over here. We also have a whole bunch of little critters all over the show. We've got the medusae over here, the jellyfish, the flying jellyfish over here. We've got an aquarium as well. I love these little fishies in here. You can see here we've got the climbing joy perches over there. Basically little tetrapods, little amphibious creatures over there. And then we also have the dangler fish, two of them around here as well. And you can see the one at the bottom here, not using its fins to swim like a typical fish, instead very similar to anglerfish and their relatives, the sargassum fish and things like that, using their fins in the front there, kind of, there we go, like feet to actually drag themselves along the ocean floor. Now, what's very interesting about danglerfish in this case then is it most likely means that they have either a very reduced swim bladder or their swim bladder is actually absent, because in normal fish the swim bladder actually helps with buoyancy, but these guys aren't trying to float, they are trying to be right there on the bottom, on the ocean floor, and so most likely they will kind of lack or have a very reduced swim bladder. And of course you can see there that little trap there at the front there, the bright glowy bit there in front to attract prey to the mouth of the danglerfish so that they can easily open it up and gobble up whatever comes close. That's quite amazing. We also have one more interesting animal, and that is one I just encountered, I think, yesterday while I was running around the Coral Highlands, and that is that I found the dapper coral bird as opposed to the normal elegant coral birds. And as it says there, the common name for the coral bird male, extremely rare as they only appear for mating. Now, whether that means that they only have the breeding colors during the breeding season or when they actually want to mate, or whether that means the males are somewhere else and only pop up when the breeding season is around, I am not sure. But a bit more ruby colored, especially along the throat, very reminiscent of hummingbird males. And those two streamers there on the tail there, most likely used to make a sound when they're doing a courtship flight for the female, and also a very nice visual cue to attract the female's attention. But yeah, I was very lucky. I saw a group of 4 and just quickly nabbed the one there. Yeah, it was nice. And then one last thing, our tail raiders have been very busy. I've gotten them back a number of times and they are back out on their mission. Currently they're going to have a look at some plants, and then they're going to go fight the Raffinos or so, then the Paolumo, then some more plants, and then the Legiana over there. And every time we get some resources back from them. And in fact the tail raiders is how I managed to make my newest weapon, which is this one we have on our back at the moment, the Everfrost Blade. And I went for this one because, as far as I know, the little flesh puppy we are going to be fighting in a moment, well, they are weak to ice. And so that is why we have done that. We're just going to quickly go eat something, and then we'll head off to the research base, because we again need to chat to the 3rd Fleet Master up here. Okay, so now that Legiana is no longer a problem, we can actually head down to the Rotten Vale, into the depths of the Rotten Vale. So, yeah, let's do that, shall we? Alright, and here we go. They should be somewhere.
I know what the Rotten Vale is.
Okay, and let's just get some slinger torch ammo here. Now, we're not going to be using the slinger torch ammo to actually disperse the effluvium, because we do have the Hornet or chest piece over there, which does give us immunity against the effluent. Ooh, some lovely red geckos. I have not seen these ones around. The gloom geckos. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so it mentions there, it's bright colors, it just screams, danger, do not touch, and don't put me anywhere near your mouth. So what they have is, in fact, aposematic coloration. Yeah, there we go, bright red colors. That's generally a good indication that, listen, I am in fact poisonous or venomous, one of the two. Please do not try to eat me, you are going to regret it. Of course, you'll have young individuals of predators still not recognizing this is in fact a danger color combination, so they will be eating some of the gloom geckos, but then they are going to get violently sick. And eventually they will realize that, oh goodness, that color pattern we see there, those colors, the patterns we see on there as well, that's actually a warning we should try and stay away. This appears to be a female and that a male, if I'm looking at it, because that one was more brightly colored than the other one, so most likely some sexual dimorphism happening there. But yeah, the idea is that if you are brightly colored like this, you're most likely going to lose a few individuals to predators that still have to learn to avoid your coloration. But once they learn that, they go, okay, yeah, we shouldn't be eating more of these guys. They make us feel horrible. And so that's a nice little advertisement that, listen, I am in fact toxic. Oh, what have we got here? Zora Magdaros tracks. Nice. You know what? I am just going to eat some rations to increase my stamina there. And just ate some Astera jerky as well.
I'm going to.
This looks dangerous. Why are you coming?
Here.
Okay, thank you, handler. Thank you for joining me. Wow, this is actually quite a beautiful area, so...
You've figured out too, haven't you? What the Rotten Vale really is.
Wow, this really is a beautiful, beautiful area. So you can see here the coral from the Coral Highlands still extending down. Oh, bats!
Pool of
Oh.
acid? Yikes!
Oh.
Don't touch it!
Okay, so stay out of the acid, I guess. Yeah. Something tells me danger is approaching and we have to stay out of the acid pool. Okay, so there are some vitality plants. Last we saw these plants here were actually in the ancient forest. This is very interesting that we've got that here. Aha, there's another trace over there. Oh, there's a big blob of Zora Magdaros. That looks lovely. Let's, Oh, okay, we're not going to mind that. Oh.
I know we've reached the bottom.
Something tells me danger is approaching.
But
It's
what happened
quiet.
to Zora Magdaros? There's no place else for it to go.
Unless that's part of Zora Magdaros? Oh dear. Oh
I think we should split
dear.
up and look.
No, never split up. Never split the party. Oh, hello there. Oh, look at those teeth. You see, this is the flesh puppy. Odogaron. Odogaron. Hello there. Ooh, 2 sets of claws. Oh, that's fascinating. That is very, very interesting. Also very scaly. Oh, hello there. Okay, where must we go to? I assume we are going to... Okay, are we fighting it? No, we are running away. I think we should probably fight, though. I know, we can't leave her. We have to go back. There was a massive skull in the background there, wasn't there?
No, she can't hold that thing off.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to help her.
Yes, I agree. We're going to try to capture it, though.
I hope she's okay.
That is what we are going to do. And I just checked the Astera jerky I ate actually cures bleeding, and I suspect that is going to be something we are going to be encountering in a moment. So, should not have eaten that, should not have eaten that yet. But it's too late now. Alright, so we've got to head that direction. There's so many bones lying all over the place. Really a lot of death and decay happening in this Rotten Vale area. I mean, look at this. This is quite a big animal's ribcage over here as well. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And an even bigger one over here. Goodness. We are going to try to capture this little critter, the Odogaron. I assume that was you. Very interesting that it is kind of avoiding us, but okay. I have practiced and hopefully gotten a bit better. We'll see whether I manage to do it in time, or whether I accidentally kill it. But let's talk about the Odogaron, because this is most likely mainly a scavenger. Oh, off it goes again. But very few creatures are in fact completely scavengers. Most species are in fact mainly scavengers, but they will also be catching their own prey, and I suspect Odogaron is one of those species. It's what we call a facultative scavenger, not an obligate scavenger. Even most species we typically associate with scavenging, like hyenas for example, they're actually excellent hunters, and scavenging just forms part of their meals, of their food intake. Okay, we've encountered a whole bunch of gyros. I was running the wrong way. I need to go this way. We are apparently under attack by the gyros. We're just going to ignore that. They can't attack us if we just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. Why are the Vespoids even attacking us? Stop it. Okay, so there is the Odogaron. Even vultures, which really is amazing. They also will be hunting. Some species, at least there, are facultative scavengers. They also take some food in through other means rather than just scavenging. A lot of them will be feeding on things like termites. When the termite allets, emerge, they'll be feeding on them, and some of them will even try to catch relatively large prey, which really is amazing. All right, but the Odogaron, relatively lean body, quite a well-armored tail. So I would expect them to use that tail in their attacks. They're relatively unarmored on the flanks, which means most likely we should be able to attack their flanks there and weaken them that way. But really what is amazing, to me at least, are those two sets of claws we saw on their feet there. I think the prevailing theory is that they use the one to walk with and the one to climb with or to grab onto prey. So it allows them, as you can see there, we can only see, we can see the one set of claws actually touching the ground there. And most likely the set that is actually pointing up, when they want to climb up against the rock walls, or when they want to, catch prey, they bring those down, and those then are nice and sharp. It's kind of like having semi-retractable or retractable claws, like most felids would have, most cats would have. These guys, I don't think they're related to cats at all, in fact, but they have got those kind of retractable claws, which I think is an amazing adaptation here. And it really is a novel way for them to have those kind of retractable claws. Okay, now when we are in an area where we can actually fight Odogaron again, I think we will need to fight him because we've got about 38 minutes left to do this. So we don't want to run out of time. That we don't want. Okay, interesting the redder color though. I suspect the red color is actually to blend in with the background here. Okay, I really am sorry about this, Odogaron, but we're going to have to fight you. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, quite quick movements. Okay, lunging. Oh, lots of lunging. Lots of smacks. Have to keep on moving. Have to keep on moving here. Now, luckily, we are also in an area... Ooh, that was a big one. That was a big one. Okay.
Crouch while standing still until the bleeding stops.
Okay, so we, unfortunately, need to run away quickly now. Let's just flash. Okay, there we go. Okay, and if we crouch, that should stop the bleeding there. Please stop the bleeding. Please stop the bleeding. And we're still bleeding. Okay, come on. There we go. The bleeding has stopped. Okay, great stuff. Okay, see, big attacks, very quick attacks. Oh, goodness me. That's a tail swipe. Oh, lots of swipes. Okay, good to know. Oh, we discovered a Great Gyros as well. Oh, no. Don't want to fight the Great Gyros along... Oh, there we go. You go take out the Great Gyros for us. Very aggressive. Very, very aggressive here, the Odogaron. And most likely is because there's a lot of competition for the food that is in this area. So they need to be aggressive in order to actually survive. Okay, let's get the Thunderbug cage. There we go. I love those traps, man, I love them. And a nice whack right on you. Okay, right. We just need to keep our wits about us. Okay, and it's running off. Okay. So far, so good. Let's just quickly sharpen our weapon, because, a dull weapon is a useless weapon. You know what, I think we're also going to drink the demon drug when we see Odogaron again. We are under attack by the Gyros as well. Goodness. Okay, but they also attacking... the Odogaron is also attacking everybody. Oof. Okay, that was a horrible one. Unfortunately. So we need to run away. Ah, he lunged straight at us. Oh, okay, no hiding there. You know what we can do? We can use our ghillie suit to our advantage, right? Okay, no, it didn't work. Okay, you know what? That's a good lesson. Don't hide right there where he's going to attack. It doesn't work. But okay, the Odogaron should be right up there. There it is. Hey, man. We do need to quickly just replenish. Stop bleeding. There we go, just in time. Really long jaws, eh? And they can open up their mouths very, very wide, which is amazing. Most likely in order to actually tear into flesh. Now, if you look at that narrow muzzle there, that narrow mouth, that is, to me at least, very similar to characteristics we find in some species of vultures, like the hooded vulture, for example, that will need to get their mouths into carcasses to scavenge effectively. And I suspect it's very similar here as well. They most likely also want to get into the carcasses effectively. So that narrow mouth there will definitely help. Ooh, he's very, very angry. Not quite enraged, but kind of. Come on, get into the trap here. Or not. We did get some Odogaron material though, so that's nice. Some of the scales, of course, will break off as you are fighting this creature. And that is because, well, I mean, mechanical damage will very often dislodge scales, even in things like lizards and snakes and stuff like that. If they were to get into a scrap, very often that would result in scale loss. Nice tail swipe there with its quite armored tail. Okay, so everybody was kind of flashed there for a moment. Oh, he is now he is officially enraged. We're gonna... Come on, I wanted to get out of the way, but that Gyros was in the way. Okay, we need to just stay out of the jaws there. Go. Okay, stay out of the way while he is angry. Wait for him to calm down and exhaust himself. That's the trick now, I think. Because I'm not fighting that. I'm definitely not fighting that. Just keep rolling, just keep rolling, just keep rolling. Oh man. Now the Gyros are even in the way. Well, you guys have a bigger fish to worry about. A bigger creature to worry about, not a fish. Wow. Very agile, long, slender limbs there. Surprisingly muscular. Or very muscular, actually. Not surprisingly. Heavily, very, very muscular. There we go. I think he is... Oh, no. I was wrong. I thought he was exhausting him or had exhausted himself. He had not. That's a tail swipe, yeah. Yo. Most likely would have very, very strong neck muscles as well. I believe they are able to actually even carry Legiana corpses around, which is really amazing. I love these little gyros running around all over the show, but I don't like it when they get in my way. That is not nice. Let's see if we can, hopefully... Yes, I think we should be able to just sharpen our blade before we head in there. There we go. He's not sleeping, is he? No, he's not sleeping. Man, I was hoping that this is his resting spot, but no, it is not. This is still an area we need to fight him. And yeesh, this is a horrible spot to fight him. Ah, straight into his claws. There we go. Wonderful. Thank you, Palico. Thank you, Memphis. And there we go. Finally, he ran into the Paratoad, which allowed me to do that to him. Finally. Finally, I use a Paratoad effectively. Ooh, he's angry. He's very angry. Let's just stop to pick up some Odogaron material. And flash him. Yo. He is really very agile. I guess the fact that it is so lightly armored actually along the sides really contributes to that. Because it prevents him from being weighed down by all the armor on his body. Okay, so he's not limping yet, which means we can't trap him yet, I think. I don't want to kill him. I do want to just trap him. But we need him to be limping a bit before we can do that. I must say, luckily, the ice weapon is really helping here. Okay, let's just run past the gyros again. Hunting as a pack. Smaller creatures, especially in more dangerous areas like this, generally would be, well, being solitary would actually still also be useful because it reduces the likelihood of a predator finding you and your friends, you and the rest of your pack. But being in a pack will give you some kind of protection. You can either counterattack against the predator that is coming to you, or you can spot the predator more easily and then just try to, run away or hide away. Okay, so another piercing pod has fallen off him, so he means he should be in a little bit worse condition now. There we go. And we're just waiting for that third pod, I think, to drop. There we go. He's limping. We also do have the Odogaron tail. Unfortunately, I did swipe that off him. And unfortunately for the material we get from it. But, I also really feel sorry about actually doing that. But he is in a moderately poor condition, or actually very poor condition. He is running away now. And this means we should be able to capture him now. And the way I'm going to see it is the animals we capture, we are translocating somewhere else. Somewhere where they are out of danger and they are not a danger to civilization. I know one can fight them in the special arenas, but for our purposes, we are not going to do that. We are going to say we are translocating these amazing creatures. Okay, the Odogaron should be just up here somewhere. I have gotten my pitfall trap ready, but I think I'll first, if he is sleeping, which does appear to be the case, I'm just going to toss sleeping pods, tranquilizer bombs on him first, then put the pitfall trap down, and there we go. We have captured Odogaron.
You okay, partner? I'm waiting for you back at camp.
That's great. I'm so glad we didn't kill this one. Oh, man. Okay, there's also Legiana corpse. You can see here, the Odogaron here most likely dragged the Legiana corpse into this area, which, that's amazing. That is really amazing. The fact that it was able to drag such a big creature. Now, Legiana, sure, it's a flying creature, so it most likely doesn't weigh that much, lighter than a terrestrial creature that size, but still a heavy thing.
Where is she? I thought she'd be with you.
Nope, she's not with me. Maybe in the Odogaron?
I'm going out for another look.
Okay, you go do that.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're okay.
You barely know this
I'm
woman.
scared to death.
All right, easy. I'm just glad that you're not hurt. Thank you. I was planning
You're
to hide
most
until
welcome.
it moved on, but, well, you saved me the trouble. Now, we had a deal, don't you remember? Did you learn all you could about the Vale?
I completely forgot to
Now
look for
tell
that.
me everything. What did you feel out there?
I think the Vale is where the monsters come to die.
That makes a lot of
It's their
sense.
graveyard, and this whole land is a vast
Yep,
ecosystem revolving
that sounds about
around
right.
it.
You're right. The Vale is where monsters come to rest. They sense the end and make their way here.
And that's most likely what Zora Magdros is doing. Coming here
Their
to die.
bodies become nutrients that feed the coral highlands.
Such a beautiful landscape, fed by
From
it.
death rises new life, which after a cycle returns to the Vale to die again.
It's the circle of
It's
life.
an ecological marvel.
That too.
But have you really considered the important question?
What's that?
Who's at the heart of it?
Ah. I hadn't
What
thought of
monster
that.
could serve as the nutrients for a system this large?
I suspect Zora Magdros. That's what I think.
What's the mystery behind the Elder Crossing? You know the answer.
Now the Elder Dragons.
They die here.
Bingo! An Elder's death is the catalyst. The Vale is Zora Magdaros's resting place. Or at least it should be. The clues are all here. But Zora is nowhere to be found.
It was drawing in energy, storing it as it moved on. Was it trying to deliver it somewhere?
Is he trying to start a new area?
I don't know. But I know who might. The first Wyverians have lived here much longer than us. Seek them out. If only I could live another 300 years. Maybe that would be just long enough to see the end of this changing of the guard.
Amazing that the Coral Highlands and the Vale, all of it is on this slow time scale. It reminds me very much of the Karoo ecosystem, the semi-arid region of South Africa, which also works on a very, very slow cycle. But there it is because it is so dry, decomposition is very slow. But here it is because the decomposition of large creatures like the elder dragons fuels this massive amount of growth. And it takes a long time for those then to die and decompose, etc, etc. Really amazing.
Good to see you.
Alright, let's see what's next from the commander. Let's see, if our tracker and the Third's master both agree about the Rotten Vale, then we can safely assume that's the Elder Dragon's graveyard. Yeah, so the question is, where has Zora Magdaros gone if it's not there anymore? Indeed. And of course, we need to go find the first Wyverians to answer that question. Okay, and mentioning first Wyverians in the ancient forest, I do remember we have encountered some of the first Wyverians there.
Do this.
And we need to head there. Okay. So that is what we are going to do another time. We're just here by the smart biologist that is looking at the Odogaron that we caught. And he says that 3 scholars preparing effluvium masks muttered, Odogaron is so gosh darn cool. Which it really is. It really, really is. And apparently we now also have a mission to actually go and capture another Odogaron. But we're just going to check in here by our tail raiders because we have now done a mission. So that means we should be able to get the rewards of their first little part of the expedition. So we got snow herbs, sleep herbs, and more sleep herbs. Okay, that's great. Next up, after another quest or another expedition or so, we're going to have the Raffinos rewards there, then Palumo, then some more herbs, and then of course the Legiana over there as well. But I think that is a good spot to end today, everybody. So thank you very much for joining me on our little adventure here. Hope you had a lovely time. I thoroughly enjoyed Odogaron. It was such a lovely, lovely fight. And I must say, I'm so happy that we actually caught it instead of killing it. And we're going to henceforth always try to capture the creatures rather than to kill them. But if you've got any questions or comments, please drop it down in the comments below. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a nice thumbs up and all those lovely things. Subscribe and, share and all those lovely things to help the channel to grow. You guys are amazing. Hope you have a lovely day further. I'll see you all soon. Cheers!